Okay, we're good. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too. Though you don't need a helmet to breathe, you slide one on and lock it and lock the seals for protection. Just to flex, apparently. This wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here, and there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Once these suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of the twisted hulk before you. Time to go to work. Oh, they have the things! They have their own things! I'm guessing like the circles above the dice then are the stress levels. Welcome to your first contract. While on a contract, you'll be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member, as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. When the stress is full, you will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While on a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck! Okay, corroded airlock, the rig, depressurized bay. There really isn't a lot to this, is there? Derelict stress is still decaying ruin. Okay. Lock dissection. It will take longer, but cutting away the lock layer by layer is the safest way to make it through. Force the lock. Forget being delicate, the clock is running on the contract, and forcing the lock is the fastest way to gain entry. Bridge entry. The airlock on the derelict is rusted shut. Opening it up is necessary to enter and investigate the wreck's bridge. This is probably the better option, though. I can just select them. Okay, well that is a negative outcome. The contract stress has triggered a crisis. A crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless resolved at the crisis location. Oh crap. Okay, where's the crisis location? That's what I want to know. During a contract, you can use your push ability once per cycle to give you an edge in a tricky situation. Pushing accrues 1 stress but will give you a key advantage based on your chosen class. You can see your current push configuration by pressing the left stick. Press again to trigger it. Your push cannot be used at a hub, but when at a hub it can be upgraded and configured in the character screen. Oh yeah, let me reroll my lowest dice. Well... Oh, they speak as well! Okay, it's just to the derelict, but not to the characters. So the derelict is what I said. But we got it open. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows of terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater. Chaotic, but still. Derelicts, twisted plates, and dark passages. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She has been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. What are you doing? Junie doesn't seem to hear you, or at least is ignoring you. She is already prying an access panel off one of the more intact-looking terminals, and as she does, puffs of rust color the vacuum around her red. Approach. She turns back to the terminal and finishes prying off the plate, then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. Her hand comes back out with a waving cable topped with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots it in the connector. All of this happens in a few seconds, the routine, practice, and precise. It's hard not to be impressed. Not your first Solheim ship? She glances at you, a nervous look on her face. Does she think you're accusing her of something? She shakes her head and goes back to her work. Junie's fingers dance across the deck's keyboard and a burst of static lights up the Solheim terminal screen. The sudden burst of light and colour takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away, the terminal screen flashing with blocks of colour and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates, its long-dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then, all at once, it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Shit, Junie hisses beneath her breath. Useless. You cannot tell if the insult is directed at the terminal or herself. There are plenty more. She looks up at you, a confused expression on her face, and then scans around the bridge. I suppose, she pauses, but even from here I can see most of them are less than scrap. The crater with the data core can't be far. She pushes off from the terminal, gliding away from you. I'll start looking, she calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. Not suspicious at all. Seraphim glides up beside you. Everything alright? What do you think of Junie? The kid? Seraphim shrugs. You'd know better than me. Keys to herself. He squints at a retreating form. Seraphim stretches in his suit. I have to admit, it's nice to be back working, especially now that we are the ones who will reap the benefits. He claps her on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough here, back on Hexport, and out here we're just... Sorry. I know it's pretty rough there, back on Hexport, and out here we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as find the damn data core. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. We'll see. That's true, he looks away. This thing is going to catch up with us one day. Look, Seraphim checks his suit's wrist seals. Once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we've managed to get that far, he furrows his brow. Don't feel you owe me. I'm no character case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. He meets your eyes. Just do me the favour of telling it to my face. I will. Seraphim nods but doesn't respond. After a moment he shines his torch out into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Seraphim sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran the ship. The Solheim crew, surely long dead. What was it like here before the collapse, when the system was the crown jewel in Solheim's crown? Sorry, when it was just the jewel in Solheim's crown, not the crown jewel. It's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick what you can from the ruins. Well, that's one thing done. Oh! Oh shit. One of us has the endurance skill to deal with it. Oh, so me and Junie are both operators then. Well, we can't deal with this right now. We'll try and deal with this, I guess. Clear cargo doors. There are layers and layers of broken hull placed blocking the cargo doors. This will require some heavy work. Find access point. There has to be a way in amongst the shattered hull. Searching will be slow, but at least the derelicts will remain stable. Cargo entry. Getting into the cargo entry means breaking through the shattered remains of the hull. Gonna roll this and hope for the best. And it worked. Alright, Junie, I'm really sorry. I mean, this should be a decent roll. Fuck. I wasn't supposed to do that. I don't want to roll my dice? Oh! Huh. You just gain some stress. As it increases, you'll have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice each time you roll them. Right, okay. I felt like it was worth a shot. Okay, that's good. Oh, you need your supplies to feed your crew. Cooking for yourself is not an option on a contract. well, we kind of have to do this. What about here? Still need to get the feed line. Do I have the feed lines yet? I don't. No, we want to end the cycle. Hey, we got some good dice. Nice. I mean, I may as fucking well. You beauty. Oh, that's right. I mean, Seraphine's the best person for this then. That guarantees it, though. Your location. Let's see if I can get rid of this, though. I don't feel confident about that. Oh! It still works. Hopefully it'll work for Junie. You didn't suffer any stress, that's good. I'll take the blow on the last one. Okay, I don't want to risk Junie getting more stress. She can massively help here. Map the base. Countless vast bays extend from here deep into the derelict. Scanning and mapping each one will allow you to navigate them safely. Scrap survey. At this end of the derelict is partially intact. If you can survey it, perhaps you can find some valuable scrap among the decay. Well, that's wonderful. Oh, and me and Junie have that same thing as well. Right, we should be able to solve it then by the next cycle. Oh! Oh, that explains the things underneath the dice. You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. When your dice are rolled at the start of the cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. The white markers above the stress bar will tell you which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. White markers above the stress bar. I think I see it, I'm not sure. Each dice has 3 dice health. When this is depleted, the dice will break and must be repaired to be used normally. Typically, broken dice cannot be used. However, on safe difficulty, they can and are counted as a 1. If you have many broken dice and feel stuck, consider switching to save the pause menu to give yourself a chance to recover. The markers... Oh, right, okay. But the stress bar will show... the stress bar show which dice rolls will damage the dice's health. The layout of these markers depends on your difficulty. When at Herbie, you can reduce stress at the rig bunk's location. Well, that adds something. Do I take the hit on this one? I think I have to. Okay. There we go. Lovely. The deep bays. Extract raw scrap. Deep inside the derelict there are masses of intact scrap. This is valuable material, but is also what's holding the ship together. Oh shit. I think we just take from this, and then we can go. Fuck. Please give me good dice for the next roll. Oh no! There is a horrifying lurch. You were sent spinning through the bay you were crossing in a hail of debris. Did I fuck up? You watch as the side of the bay silently tears open in front of you, a gaping black maw toothed with flying debris. You stare into it, your breath heavy in your ears, your eyes wide. Suddenly you feel a tug on your back. Your tether. As you spin back from the sun and the rest of your glide, you can see Seraphim holding on to the other end, reeling you towards him. You have to go, Sleeper, his voice comes urgently over the comms channel. This place is done. You both make your way up through the splitting derelict silence, charting a path through what were once passages but are now twisted tubes, like the intestinal tract of some dead creature. Eventually, you make it out onto the surface and find the rig still tethered, but gashed with debris and scars. You and Seraphim exchange concerned glances. We are going to pay for this, he looks over the damage. Let's hope she still flies. You tether together and push off from the hull, Seraphim guiding you through the debris. Below you, the derelict is exploding in slow motion, tearing apart into a swarm of razor-edged shards. All this and no core, Seraphim fumes. Now the rig's torn up too. You don't have much to offer in answer. He's right. It seems the job was a disaster. You just hope it isn't terminal. It's gone. Judy's voice comes through faintly over the comms. She must already be on the ship. The whole ship is falling apart. No shit, Seraphim answers back. Contract's a bust. What a waste, Judy says quietly, and then the channel clicks off. You arrive at the rig's airlock and bundle yourself inside, noticing the exterior damage. It looks mostly superficial, but it will no doubt take its toll on the ship. Once you're back in the cockpit, you look out at the derelict's shattered form. It seems you will be its last visitors. Fuck. There's nothing else I can do about it either. God damn it. You've used all your energy and are now starving. While starving, you gain 1 stress per cycle and energy to regain it. Right. Oh no, we want to go back. I'm so dumb. You can now travel back to the hub. Once you leave, you will not be able to return. I don't have a choice. As you arrive into Hexport, Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit. I need to speak to both of you. On the journey back, you noticed a change in Junie, a hardening, and now she seems very different from the nervous hacker you first brought with you. I know we failed to extract the core, Junie sighs, but I wanted to be honest with you about why I came to you. I don't work for Costin, perhaps that was obvious, and I didn't want you to bring in the core. You and Seraphim exchanged glances. You would have taken it. He looks away. I don't know, Sleeper. Yes, perhaps I would have, but I also would have spoken to you, explain myself. Do you know how many of those cores are left intact? Junie suddenly looks gripped by emotion. Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senate, Stat and Conway, are descending on the system? This station and most of the other inhabitants of the belt are built on the Solheim Foundation, she frowns, yet we are too busy scavenging them to take the time to look for answers. Men like Carson want nothing but the raw materials of cores like the one we lost. She shakes her head. We can do better. We could learn our history and how the system was settled. We could better learn the technology we built our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. She meets your eye. We could see beyond survival towards something else. You have never heard Junie speak like this, and you never realized what you've taken for nervousness was actually control. This, the person in front of you, mourning a data core, is the real Junie. Not that it matters, she glances away. It's all lost now. That explains her, like, sort of disappointment then when she tore apart that hull. Because she was hoping to find a core in it or something. Keep your honesty, Seraphine cuts in. It's worthless to us. He completes the landing protocols. That was a bit rude of you, by the way. He completes the landing protocols and begins shutting the rig's engines off. We don't have time for confessions. Junie looks crestfallen. Carson won't come for you if that's what you're worried about. He's ignorant and stubborn, but he isn't vengeful. That is not what we're worried about. Seraphine gives her a pointed look. I'll explain to her. I think that's fair. You tell Junie about the feed lines Carson has, about you and Seraphine fleeing something, and that you can't run any further without them. Junie nods along, her eyes darting back and forth as if trying to calculate something in her mind. Seraphine turns to you. If you have any bright ideas on how to get those feed lines, now would be the time, Sleeper. There's another way, Junie interrupts. I could help you steal the feed lines. She stares at both of you with determination. We could do it together. Seraphine looks at you with raised eyebrows. It seems he's noticing the change in Junie too. Carson is an idiot. I can hack his security and you can pull them out of there. She looks at Seraphine. You seem tough, she shrugs. We can do it. Why help? Junie looks between the two of you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Not to mention that Carson is probably ripping you off. Even if you get enough cryo, what's to say he won't raise the price? Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Carson to get those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. She shakes her head. Pardon me. Seraphine is watching her closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough, how do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You are telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines? Look, I get it, you don't trust me, she pauses. But what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here, and I don't much feel like hanging around waiting for Carson to figure out my involvement in all this. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it. She allows herself a smile. See where I'm going with this? Seraphine sighs. I don't like it, he pauses. But it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? I think just because I want to keep the gag of me contrasting against Seraphine going. I like it. Alright then, Junie smiles. Let me prepare. I'll head to Factory Row, scope the place out, meet me there, and we can work out a plan. She glances between the two of you. Trust me, we can find a way. We'll keep it simple. Clean. Simple is good. Agreed, Seraphine cuts in. His dark look betrays his concerns. I'll go scope out the way we need in Factory Row. We should split up. Less likely for Carson to suspect us. Meet me there in a few, and we can finish setting up. Junie clips from her seat, floating. I want to show you I can be trusted. That we can do this. She looks between the two of you. Believe that, please. And with that she slips away down the passage towards the airlock and Hexport beyond. You look at Seraphine. I'm saying nothing, Sleeper. He unclips from his seat too. That was unclips, I said, by the way. Either this is the kind of mess you have to go through to get out the other side, or it's the kind that you never escape. Either way, we're in it now. He leaves the cockpit. You stare at the chaotic lights of Hexport and wonder if anything in the Starwood Belt ever runs smoothly. So, even though I messed that up, I think I was supposed to? Might as well try and get another contract. Oh, I'm getting food first, though. I don't have the money to get food. I can go to Junie's factory unit, nice. Do this and get some cash? Exactly, thank you. And I go here to get my food. Fries. Need fries. Oh yeah, I can repair my dice. How the hell do I do that again? Hack security. Junie needs help to create a backdoor into Carson's security system so she can deactivate them when the time is right. Observe target. Leaving Junie to the hacking and covertly observing Carson will be the quickest and riskiest way to scope out security. Carson cracked. To steal the feed lines, you'll need to get into Carson's security systems and plan out an angle of attack. Okay, I'm just gonna check really quick. Because I know my dice isn't broken, but I just want to look up how to repair them. I'll need to spend scrap or rare components at the rig's workshop. Huh, alright. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I kind of want to see if I can complete a contract. Wrong button. Oh, I need cryo. Somewhat ironic. Okay, I've got enough. I don't have any supplies and I need fuel. Conway signal. Station management have located a conway signal. They are concerned to see one so close and are looking for someone to disable the source. Well, first we're going to try and get more thing. Because I want to get fuel and supplies if I can. I need 75 to fill the supplies and 15 for fuel. Huh. I mean, I may as well just keep going until I can get it all, I think. I'll just keep giving myself some positive outcomes. No, we'll just focus on this one. Focus on what we know. Really, bro? Not really much, but yeah. Okay, that's fuel filled? Fuel filled? I say next time we get like a few supplies. And then we head off. Because hunger meter is not really much of a factor. For when we do contracts, so... I'll just use those. It's enough for 2. I'll risk it and see if I can get a 3rd. I got one more, may as well. That was dumb. still want to get a third because I want to play it safe. Yeah, like this game is not taking it as easy on you as the first one did. I may as well. Okay, alright. I'm gonna get, one of those. I'm gonna get 2 of those because I think it's 13 to get the food. Yep. Wonderful. Alright, I say. So that's we go to the convoy signal. Oh! Oh, so she's part of my career anyway. Alright. I guess Junie's locked out because I used it previously? I'm not sure. It's a drone. Seraphim spots the signal source first, the light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating. A design trait that betrays its covert use. A flash catches your attention and you see a rent in the hull, with through which red lights pulse. Wounded, Seraphim shakes his head. Wish they finished the job. You've seen one before? Seraphim looks back over his shoulder towards you. We've seen one before. Don't you... He sighs. Sorry, I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Lane had us work on one in the dockside bay, though it was barely a shell. Disarmed and deactivated, he had us searching through its guts for salvage. Even that one gave me the creeps. And it had its core ripped out. He pushed the ship closer. This one is still alive. Conway. Maya kisses her teeth. Corporate scum. I do wonder if we could get Femi as like a remember. That'd be kind of cool. You glance over at her and see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare to come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. She shakes her head. Typical corporate cowards. Run into him before? She glances at you. You might say that. She looks out at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Seraphim carefully guides the ship closer. You watch the drone. The system is full of these things now, running missions for their operators. Rare to see one out in the belt though. Maybe got hit during a run with certain stat mercs. Also, I think I was supposed to fail that initial run of getting the data core. Maybe? I don't know. Because like near the end of the last game when I was trying to get Lemon Mina story done, that was an intentional fail. Well, it wasn't intentional, it was accidental, but it was supposed to happen. And I got the ending I wanted anyway, so yeah. It looks like it's drifting, most of the system's blown out, but look, there. He jabs a finger towards a red light on the far side of the drone. It's still broadcasting, and maybe even receiving. Can it attack us? Unlikely, Seraphim smiles. Would have blasted us already if it could. Comforting, Naya looks nervous. Seraphim brings you ever closer. What I remember from the Darkside job is that the central core and the broadcast array needs to be shut off to kill these things. Core will turn off local systems and the broadcast array will sever the link with the convoy operators. Seraphim swallows. But you can bet their systems are protected. I'll just let him explain. Your attention is suddenly drawn by a shudder from the drone, like a tremor running along its length. This thing has ripped a blow sleeper, he frowns. We go slow and careful, and we don't touch anything we don't know about. He turns back to Naya. You hear that? I gotcha, she looks sincere. Seraphim brings the rig to a stop, close enough for you to cross through open space to reach the drone's hull. Let's suit up. You head down to the airlock to prepare. As you get suited up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that this drone was driven from. Out here, on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that this flotsam and jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the system might, one cycle, bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside of its reach, but looking out at the red pulsing drone, that doesn't give you much comfort. Okie doke. Identify route. It might be possible to slip through the gap in the drone's damaged hull, but once inside, where to go? How to find the broadcast array? To create opening, there is a gap where the drone sustained some damage with a lot of effort. It might be possible to pry away the plates and create an entry point. There's only 4 segments for drone stress. Damn. Broadcast access. The drone's damage provides a lucky access point to the broadcast array, which will have to be disabled. I mean, the beauty of this is that we can do both. Please be good. I mean, we may as well put the work in, right? I'm not gonna risk it. Although, I don't have to. Hey! I like that she mentions her brother's name. Please be good. Sorry, Naya. I'm not gonna risk it again. What about this one? I've got more of I've got the advantage on that. Oh, none of us have that on the releasing the hatch. Okay, so I've got to fucking alright. I've got to rely on the reprogram thing then. Reprogram hatch with the drone in such a reactive state, ready to fight self-defense. Perhaps reprogramming the hatch to open up to your crew is the best approach. Release the hatch. The drone is in a delicate state, and any damage could cause it to trigger itself destruct. It will take skill to release the access hatch. I'm not even bothering with that one. Control access. Getting inside the drone requires care as much as force. Commate is highly protective of their proprietary systems. Well, we kind of have to rest up, don't we? Okay, actually, no, I won't handle this one. Kind of has to be Naya. You hear the bleeping immediately. Among the chambers of cabling of the drone's interior, something has started counting down. Guys? Naya's voice comes hissing through the suit's comm channel. Does anyone else hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit, Seraphine's voice joins her. This is what I was worried about. Are we screwed? I can't be sure. Seraphine has dropped his voice to a whisper, as if that might make a difference. Either this thing is about to send out a distress call, or it's about to blow. We've got to shut the system down fast, he pauses. Then we move on to the other side, because I bet you there's a surprise waiting for us there too. We good? Nice sense? Am I heading back to the ship, or what? Seraphine cuts in. We're good, we keep going. He shuts off the channel. You take a moment of the silence. Alright, time to deal with this fast, then get over to the other side before something happens. Oh, we have to do it now. Okay, well, guess I'm the guy. Oh shit, hack broadcast. Now that you're in the broadcast way. Fuck, I didn't read any of it. Hack broadcast. The interior of the drone lights up in a crimson flash. Drone deck. Disable the core. Shut down the broadcast array. Once both are done, this Conway drone won't be bothering anyone anymore. Drone countermeasure. Something is steadily beeping in the core. If you don't work fast, you are going to be in trouble. I'm gonna look at the clip to see what else, to see what the option was, because I didn't read it. So we'll see what that was. Gonna read what the option was, because I accidentally skimmed it. Also, goddamn, my stomach is growling. Now that you're in the broadcast array of the drone, you'll need to shut it down first. The simplest way is to put the entire system offline. Was that it, or was there more? No, that was it, alright. I was just double checking. Okay, Oh, there's nothing else we can do. Alright. Well, I guess we just do this one then? Which only I can do anything about. Please give me something good. Okay, I'll take that. I don't like that this mission is reliable on me. No, shit, wrong one. I nearly fucked that up. Like, that could have gone really bad. Hell yeah, we're getting the rolls we want. Fuck yeah. Do I risk it for the brisket? Do I risk it again for the briskets again? What? I mean, it's neutral rolls, but it's not bad. So, next cycle I should be able to get it done, and we should finish a contract at least. And I'm not risking it, so I'll just... Wonderful! Less wonderful. Shit. Disconnect backup. In the core, you see the drone is running on backup power. Disconnect that carefully and you'll be able to you'll be one step closer to a full shutdown. Core disabled. Disabling the drone's core will stop it from ever restarting and causing export or the local critical trouble. Drone death. Disable the core, shut down the broadcast frame. Okay, right. So I think it would be me and Naya then. It would be the most reliable. Naya especially, because she's got the skill set specific to this. You coming in clutch, girl? That's how we do. That's how it's done, exactly. The thrumming, pulsing interior of the drone goes still for the first time since you boarded it. You look across at Seraphin and Naya and share a smile. You all exhale so loudly it can be heard over the suit's shared comm channel. The drone is dead. One less piece of Conway shit to worry about, Naya grins. We killed it. Don't get too excited, Seraphin cuts in. It was looking pretty rough when we got here. We managed! You make your way back out to the hull, the drone now faintly rolling in one direction. Horrible boy band. It stabilizes offline. Naya catches up with you as you glide towards the rig. We make a pretty good crew, Sleeper. We do. She doesn't want her brother brought up, so I'll just agree. Naya grins widely. She punches you on the arm playfully. I like her. You reach the rig's airlock and take one last look at the drone's dark hull. It catches the light as it rolls in the vacuum. At some point in the near future, this drone will likely be smashed to pieces by one of the many asteroids of the belt, spread across this place as twinkling dust. The thought pleases you. I do like twinkling dust. As does the thought of all that cryo export now as you. Time to go collect 200 BB! After docking at... Oh, okay. I think the one I failed was the escaping thing. Or something, I don't know. After docking at Hexport, Seraphin lets go of the controls and leans back in his chair. Naya leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper, she stretches. I know you took a chance on me. Glad to have you, honestly. Naya smiles an infectious smile. Feels good to make a contract work, Seraphin smiles, no matter how we pull it off. I think we needed that after the failure of the first one. It's hard not to agree, and it feels better when the Hexport courier comes with a lockbox full of chits. Lane may still be hunting you, but this should help the efforts to slip his net. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice. Naya! Femi glides into view, approaching from the docks. He fixes you with a stare. What are you playing at, Sleeper? You know what? I'll be quiet. Don't come throwing your weight around, Femi. I can make my own decisions. She glances back at you. Sleeper took me at my word, and I'm grateful. Femi is fuming. Did they now? He turns to you. Well, if you were working for Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. Naya looks away. Well, I asked. So, Femi smiles. Oh, so they aren't paying you? Seraphim crosses his arms. Let's keep this civil. You realize this is the first time he's meeting Femi. It is. I think this is what I wanted to mention earlier as well. This is the first time, like, characters are directly interacting with each other. Because in the first game, it was just like, go to place, talk to character, go to place, talk to character. The only people that directly interacted, I think, was any time that Doctor had to deal with the Atagan gang. And Lemon Mina, but they were like two characters in the same place anyway, because they were a father and his daughter who wanted to get off the eye. I don't think the singers talked to anyone. No, there was that couple of people who I think were associated with that weird DLC thing. I can't remember their names. I think one was called Pierce. But they were sort of like, again, grouped together. It wasn't like this, where they were different people from different areas, like, coming together to talk like this. Also, by the way, speaking of areas, this one is so much fucking easier to navigate than the eye was. By a comfortable margin. If we're being civil, seems like Naya's owed her share. Femi fixes you with a severe look. I was gonna? You grab around a quarter of the chips from the lockbox and hold them out to Naya. She takes them sheepishly. Alright then, Femi smiles. We're good here. He turns to leave. Naya mouths a sorry and follows Femi across the docks. Don't worry about it. Seraphim watches them go. You sure know how to pick 'em, Sleeper? Shakes his head. He turns away and heads back along the docking bridge. I just hope we aren't going to end up as stack of cryo short when we need to get out of here. You just completed a drive and earned an upgrade point. You have push upgrades available, so go to the character screen to get to the right of the UI to see them. Seraphim wakes you gently. Sleep, we're out of time. He checks the door to the bunks and you hear a faint banging in the corridor beyond. He turns back and meets your eye. They're here. We have to go. Quiet, Seraphim holds up a finger. Why do you think I'm waking you up? They've locked the ship into the station, Seraphim grimaces. We can't release the docking bridge. Our credentials are being refused. We're trapped. A sudden banging echoes through the ship. Seraphim looks away towards the source of the sound. I don't know if they know we're here, but they certainly want to get in. He shakes his head. I reckon we have minutes before they get out the cutting torch. What do we do? The feed lines are robust, they aren't going to happen now. Our best chance is to burn out of here as fast as we can and hope our drift takes us to a station when we run out of fuel, he sighs. At least we might live a few more cycles before we starve. Problem is, we need to release the lock Hexport has on us, otherwise we aren't going anywhere. Seraphim looks down. And I need to pilot the ship, so what I'm saying is, I have to release the lock. Exactly. I'm sorry, Sleeper. Gives you a dark look. There are some big manual release levers inside the docking bridge itself, but to get them, you're going to have to go out through the airlock, he swallows hard. And once you do that, you'll need to get back in as the docking bridge releases, he grimaces. If you mess it up, you are likely to be sent spinning into the black. That's our only choice? Piss off, bot, this is a serious moment. Apart from coming out with our hands on our heads? Yeah, that's our only choice. You nod. There is nothing else to be said. Time is up, and this is what it has come down to. I'll be at the controls waiting. Seraphim gives you a nervous look. The moment you're back in the airlock, I'll burn hard. He clasps you by both the shoulders and looks you in the eye. Then, without saying anything, he releases you and glides out of the room. You drift down to the airlock as quickly and as quietly as you can, slipping into a suit for protection. At least you think as you secure the seals, you don't need to breathe. The banging subsides and you hope the hunters have left, even though you know this is only quiet before the storm. You take a moment, waiting inside the airlock as it cycles. The second the exterior door begins to open, you go. As you dash out of the airlock, the scene in front of you appears as if in slow motion. You see two figures led away down the docking bridge, wearing dock spacesuits, a canister being carried between them. Meanwhile, floating between you and them is a heavy-duty cutting torch, knocked spinning by the opening airlock door. You see the release levers in yellow hazard stripe, just beyond the hunters. You know you're lucky, you know you only have a moment to make your move. Rush for levers. You shift your position, trying to aim for one lever before kicking off hard and stretching out, making yourself as small a target as possible. The two hunters try to grab you as you pass, but you spin away from them, struggling through their reaching arms. As you do, you reach out to the lever, stretching your fingertips to wrap around its end. You clasp the head of the lever and the momentum... Sorry, lever, not leather, lever. And the momentum wrenches it out of its housing, the whole bridge rumbling and twisting as one side comes loose. As you kick off to the other side and use all your force to pull the lever open, you feel the fizz of projectiles slicing through the air around you. The hunters are firing. A screen blocks out all the sound, and you can feel an urgent pull tugging you away from the ship. The tunnel bends sickeningly and then comes apart. You are close enough to the ship that you manage to kick back, away from the twisting storm of debris that the tunnel becomes. You see the dark suits of the hunters among it, retreating towards the station-side airlock. But as they do, a hail of projectiles slices across the void from that direction. You have no time to react. You are carried backward. Oh, one of your dice is broken due to those dice that can prepare the brick for a crossroads electrical spell. Right. You are carried back towards... carried backward by the hunter's stun rounds, their impact shutting off whole sections of your frame. You spin towards the open airlock, your vision flashes with warning sigils, and you feel a distant throbbing pain. The final faint things you feel, or you lose consciousness, are the impact of your body against the interior wall of the airlock, the hiss of the cycling system, and the heavy weight of the ship in full burn. And we got out of there, right? What the? Seraphine's quiet question wakes you from your haze as the rig cuts across the belt. You try to move and feel a wave of flickering pain pass through your body. You flinch and steady your nerves. You find yourself strapped into a seat in the cockpit. Seraphine doesn't seem to have noticed you are awake. You open your mouth to speak, but no words come out. There is a crackle of noise that echoes through the ship's comms. Seraphine is glancing nervously at his console. Something has him spooked. Sleeper, the voice, as distorted as... Fuck me! Sleeper, the voice, as distorted as it is, cuts through. Lane. Oh, this guy. I know you are there, a hissing pause. You are slipping away, a squawk of noise, but we can't have that. You don't understand why Seraphine isn't reacting to the sound of Lane's voice. Then you realize he can't hear it. The voice is in your head. I take this personally, Sleeper, a sharp intake of breath. After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me. I see a little something glinting out there, Lane continues. Could that be you? You don't move, you don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. Something shifts in you, a sudden impetus, a will to move that is not your own. You unclip from your restraints, drifting forward towards Seraphine. Seraphine looks over his shoulder and sees you. You're up, he looks surprised. Take it slow, alright? There's a transmission coming out of Hexport. Some kind of evac order? He turns back to his console. Let me check this. You keep moving forwards. Something isn't right. Don't feel right. A numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing without your input. You reach out towards Seraphine. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphine through you. He turns again to see you reaching for him, grasping at his neck. A tension flickers in his eyes. Fear. A hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once the rig screams, system seizing in electromagnetic paralysis. I said electromagnetic. Talk properly, Jake, you fucking idiot. Oh, I'm so sorry. All at once the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of lights. Pain, then darkness. Oh! Okay, first thing I noticed was the dice flickering. Voices echo warmly through your mind. You can't quite make out what is being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain, so you let them fill the air. Unidentifiable and soft. You are floating, and so you cannot yet feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize this, it begins to fade. Pain shoots through your system, a reminder of the terrible damage you have suffered. It is bright white hot for a moment, and then it is gone. Something spasms in your fingers and you flick it away, a sensation across the sole of your foot and you kick your leg, a weight settles itself on your chest. You are awake. You open your eyes to light playing across the surface patterned with stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by the hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You are alone, and this is not your ship. You jerk upwards against the straps that hold you loosely to the berth, suddenly confronted with the last things you remember. an overwhelming numbness, and below it, an insipid, animating force creeping through your mind. You pull at the straps and free yourself, floating up into the small habitation room, cushioned and worn, your mind racing. Where is this? You glance around, taking in the small room with its knickknacks tucked behind webbing, its stained and worn storage units, its faded padding. This is someone's home. Colder light fills the room, and you float over to the dock square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails, and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with a puff of equalizing pressure. Bliss! I think this is a person from the first game. The entering figure jumps as I see you're awake. You're up. They hesitate at the doorway. Where's Seraphin? Bliss is the troubled repair technician. Your friend, right? They left nervously. I'm not really sure. He headed out a while ago. I'm Bliss, they shrugged, not sure of what to add. Your friend Seraphin? Is out. Sorry, he brought you here. Here? Right, they nod slightly. This is my room. They glance around. Not much, I know. We are in my repair bay on the far spindle, if you know where that is. In the belt? Yeah, they smile sympathetically. In the belt. They look around at the room again. Come on, let's go somewhere a little more comfortable. They hold out a hand. You are safe, don't worry. Also, NB pronouns. Props. Because we had non-binary characters in the first game, I'm glad that we still have some in this one. You follow them out into the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who was either born in Zero-G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony, where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows look out onto a chaotic-looking wet dock. At the centre of the dock is the rig, scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. You okay? She will be when I'm done with her. Bliss sees you staring at the rig. Looks some damage, but she's a hardy old thing. Your ship, Bliss pauses. You were lucky I heard your distress signal. You sense they are holding something back. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off, they left to themselves. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there, and have been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. I make a habit of doing that, Seraphin's voice makes you spin around. You've got your nipples covered. Also your arms in a brace, I think. Troubled, stubborn, and on the run. Also, I think this is the first time a character in Citizen Sleeper history, quote-unquote, has gotten a new portrait, although I think Lem and Mina got one in the first game. I know someone in the first game, but yeah, it's not a commonality. Good. You up. He can't suppress a smile. You okay? He smiles. Don't stop fussing over me, Sleeper. I'm good. Your eyes fall to Seraphin's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound. Certainly looks better than when you came in. You should have seen Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphin glares in that direction. Here, Seraphin pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch. He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. What are you paying them for? Seraphin laughs. Who do you think put the rig back together? Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like, but I'm sorry, I can't work for free. I'm keeping this place going is bad enough. I get it. Seraphin nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. I wasn't going to say that was bullshit, because, like, Bliss did us a solid there. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back down the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphin, both of you unsure what to say. What happened? What do you remember? He looks at you with concern. Lane. Seraphin grimaces at the mention of his name. Lane? He shakes his head. Seraphin looks out at the rig. He takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Next word is... He clears his throat. It's gone. Lynches. What do you mean gone? It's gone. Seraphin catches your eye. Dropped off the map, no signals apart from one sent from fleeing ships, he frowns. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just been told. You think of the constant activity of the bands, the rumble of Factory Row. Carson. Gone. By the time Bliss reached us, we had drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen it go up, but I saw Sleeper. Also, I don't know if we're playing as the same Sleeper from the first game. Because I think that obviously this is a sequel to the first Citizen Sleeper. but it's not dependent on the ending you got from the first one. So I think it's like a connected sequel, but it's not a direct follow-on. Unless they do mention the eye, and that we left it. But I think we're just a sleeper that arrived at the same time as the sleeper from the first game arrived in the eye, which just happens to arrive here, well, first on the Hexport, but no longer, I suppose. Something exploded, white hot. He rubs his arms, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose and you weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. He smiles a weak smile. Felt like being trapped in an auto wash. He turns back to you. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. A flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, the image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? Seraphin shrugs. Your guess is as good as mine, he squints. Would Lane do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. Good Sabo is a gang. They run Darkside. They don't go around blowing up stations. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out. He stops, unable to add anything more. I at the very least hope that Junie and Naya got out. Both float in silence for a moment. What now? Seraphin less weakly. One step at a time, you in a rush? We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles have been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies, and we need to make sure that you're okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, he shrugs. I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have to come through Hexport, or what's left of it. He looks away. The far spindle is way out of Lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash, and the stations here run differently to Darkside, so for now, we have some freedom. Seraphin sighs. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping you might have some ideas, he pats you on the shoulder. I want to explore the place. The far spindle? There's plenty to see. This is a free station. No one faction holds control, so it's quite the circus. Just watch your step out there. Seraphin pauses and stares down. Look, sleeper. He rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. He looks away. Even with the payments I've been able to scare up. I can fly, that's for sure, he stares obstinately at the rig. But you are going to need some crew if you want to do any serious work. He chews his lip. Sorry. Nubby. Seraphin nods. Thanks, sleeper. He turns away. I'm going to take a rest on the rig. I almost said west on the wig. I'm white. Bar spindle, a strip of chaos in the void. You look out at the rig as he leaves, the warmth and softness of your waking moments now feeling like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom? A chance to work for yourself and not Lane? Well, here it is, with all the problems and complications that you could imagine. And at what cost? Could Lane have wiped out Hexport just to try to end you? Shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Theories close your mind. I will dwell on the theories. Could it have been Conway, a drone or mine drifting starward? Sent its that perhaps, with some plan to weaken the belt? Or a belt faction attempting to flip the board by intent or mistake? The belt had considered itself safe from the war brewing in the inner system, but now? Hexport's loss will be felt all across the starward belt. But what does that mean to you? Your needs are much more immediate and apparent. Those must come first. You run your hands along your body, feeling the marks and holes left by the hunter's weapons, and you know in that moment you have been irreparably damaged by the encounter. You realize these scars are reminders. You will not be caught like that again. Swear it. You take a breath. Let's make a plan. You have gained some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice and from Lane's attempts to hack your system. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock to the right of the dice. Oh, I see it, okay. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of the cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear 1 level. A glitch dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used and a 20% chance of positive. We know what it looks like. The glitch clock contractual level glitch indicates if you have a chance of rolling a glitch die. I can't get to that. Rig's been severely damaged. You cannot travel until the work is complete. Well, we got a lot to look at, ain't we? Well, that survived my expectations because we stayed in one area the entire time in the last game. At least, like, one that was interconnected with the smaller bits, but this? I thought we were just going to stay in one place and do the work, and now we're being hunted by a gang? And now we're here? I mean, way to surpass my expectation from the first game already. And I like the first game. Having said that, we're clocking in about 2.5 hours. I did want to get more work done. But, didn't, so there you go. I'll see you all, probably soon for more of this. We'll see. And I will explore the Far Spindle, which is a great name for this place. As always though, thank you for watching, you're awesome, have a pleasant rest of your day.